are the toughest to shoot because you don't want them to look like teenagers, and they don't want to look like babies, right? What, 8, 10 years old little boys? So you create their own little space. All I did was do a bunch of pleats in the middle. It's a little heavy. Maybe. Now, I like to create the cave look. If you're doing this on a piece of material which is 10 by 20 this way, so 10 across and 20 onto the floor, if you do this on the top or you do that ring in the middle, either way, you're going to have this nice soft thing happening here. Look what happens when you create the cave. What I do is use another stand. Because there's a whole set of depth in there, just waiting for you to play with it. And all you have to do is create a space. This is what I'm trying to get. And you almost have to do it that way. Yeah. You have to bring that up. What I would do is use your light stand or something, put it behind it, and do a clamp back here so that we can pull this pocket I've created and make a dimensional one out of it. Okay? So if you have a light stand behind it, go behind and just clamp this piece of material to your light stand. And what happens is, then you have this wonderful space. Let me get behind and see if that works for you. Okay, so if I take the middle of the pleat and I clamp it up, and the rest of the pleat goes out, and you place your little kid into the space, you've created a dimensional space for him. And with your lighting, if you play with your lighting and make the outside dark and you put all your light on that space, it creates this wonderful little cave effect for them. And if you do it like, I've seen it done with yellows and golds and a touch of green or something, it's almost like they're in the woods. So it's a good thing to think of as far as creating spaces, and I think that's critical. And another thing that works really well for spaces is if you're working in an area that you don't have a lot of room, unlike this place, and you want to do some corner work, you want to create a corner. Nope, this will do. Okay. All I need is something to create a corner. You can use a chair. You can use a light stand. It doesn't have to be high. If you have your light stand, you could do it up high. But it is. All you have to do is
flip it to the light in the ceiling. Flip it to the light.
Oh, I like that. That's nice. You guys are ahead of me. All right. So, in the studio where you don't have a lot of room, but you want to create a space, I know it's used a lot by Ellie Dale when she does boudoir, and she also uses it for senior boys. And I don't know if you're familiar with Ellie, but if you have a moment, look up her website. She does draping, she's very, very creative. This space depends on how far out The density of the space depends on how far you bring this corner. If you put it on a light stand, you can move it around until you get the shadows just where you want it. Say we did it over here, then it's going to get deeper and deeper in the corner. And you can start playing with your lights coming in from this side or from that side. The other thing you can do is start creating draping to work on another angle. There we go. Bring it up. So that softens this space. So you've got a drape going this way, you got a drape going this way, and you've got material to play with down here. So you created a great corner to work with. With some gels, you can gel from this angle with one color, from this angle with another color. You could do one behind in another color. You could create all kinds of emotional spaces just with your lighting, and you have the same setup. If you want to create something soft, these kind of things work well.